I want to start by asking you about the broad theme of Davos. We're basically talking about cooperation in a fragmented world. Many would say that given what's happened between the pandemic and now, with the growing differences between the United States and the Western world on the one side, China and Russia on the other, this is becoming more and more difficult to achieve.
It is true that the backdrop that this meeting is happening against is more complicated geopolitically and geoeconomic in decades. It doesn't necessarily look good, but there are also some silver linings. For example, economy in India is growing quite substantially, is now the fastest growing of the big economies in the world. We're also seeing that inflation is coming down in France, Germany, and the US. And hopefully China will grow again quite substantially towards the end of this year.
There was a lot of talk about the certainty of recession, which now seems to be moderating from a certain recession to a fall in growth and possibly a mild recession. Given all the people that you're speaking to in the build up to this big annual conclave, what's your sense about the overall economic picture as you're reading it?
So I still think the global economy will grow this year. There can be some countries that now run into a recession where the economy is contracting. But if we now see interest going down, more investments, we are also seeing that there are no further fragmentation of the global economy. I think we will come through this year with growth, and hopefully next year we will see some additional growth. But we're not out of the woods yet. It could be also that we see a recession, hopefully a shallow one. But what we really have to avoid is that we repeat the 70s. Then we had a full decade of low growth.
When we'd met in Delhi a few months ago, you'd made an announcement saying that this year would be much worse than the last. Is that something that you're still standing by, or given the fact that China has opened up it the way that it has, the commodity market in China and elsewhere is showing signs of traction, that maybe the worst case scenario won't play itself out?
So the economy, I think, is going to grow slower this year than compared to last year. But we also have the geopolitics. The geopolitics does not look better this year. It really looks quite challenging. The Ukraine war is still going on. You also have no competition between the EU and the US about level playing field. The EU feels that the US, through this Inflation Reduction Act, are subsidizing its industries. We see that there are also tension on the Indian-Chinese border, not talking about the situation in East Asia with the China Sea, where we see that Japan is now spending more money on the military, and there are tensions there too.